guys, this is Jake here at Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're taking a look at this little guy by HX Outdoors. This is the itty bitty wee little brother of this guy. This knife has a steel handle, S35VN blade. It comes in this black or a silver or even with the blue handle. And it's got a sibling that has a titanium handle scale and M390 blade. And it has another sibling by RIKE Knives, the Thor 3. And I got an email back from RIKE Knives saying they've been working cooperatively with HX Outdoors. So this is a totally legitimate knife by HX Outdoors and by RIKE, even though they look almost identical. And that includes this little guy. So stay tuned to take a good close look at a tiny little knife that is oh so cool, even though it does cost a little bit more money than most of us are ready to pay. But I like it a lot, and I think you will too. At least check it out, right? Stick around. First off, let's go over the packaging. You get it in this container right here. So HX Outdoors, and the model is written down right there, EDC-005A. So let's open this up and see what you get. There's the spot where the knife comes, and so let's put it back in its home. There we go. So it arrives like that. And this chain, and I'm not going to put it back perfectly, comes in this little slot right there. So it's a really nice package. It's actually a waterproof package. You've got a gasket right here that there you go. You can see that. So it's a gasket that comes with it, and it seals off. I have not tested how waterproof it is. I suspect it's not extremely waterproof because you can see right there, there's a bit of flex still left there. So I'm calling this probably rain resistant, but not waterproof. And, you know, it's not intended really to be waterproof. It's more just to promote, you know, the knife, I guess. This is the chain that comes with it, and I'm not using this chain. And why is that? I think this chain is a little too weak, and it's all about the final link right there. That last circle that's in my hand right there, I think that's pretty weak, the design right there. It's a split circle, just a piece of wire. And I wish they would have at least soldered it together so it's closed. I think that's going to fall apart quite easily during use. And I don't really like that scenario at all. You know, or the same thing could happen with that piece right there. And, you know, it's that closed box kind of chain thing, and it's not bad, but when you rub your hand along it, there's a few spots that feel rough. Like right there, there's a spot that's quite rough in the hand, and I take a close look. There's a box that's coming apart. It's open a fair bit, and if I took a USB microscope shot, which I might just do and showed you that, you'd see that's not a very good thing right there. So what I decided to do is carry it on this chain. It's a chain that I had with me anyways. It's one of those chains that has this kind of linkage that you have on in your bathroom on your drainage plug things. You've probably seen those before. And the thing is, they are sturdy, so that's a really good thing. And what I did was I put one of these little carabiners on the end of it. I just got these in the mail. I've had black ones for a long time, so now I've got a nice silver one. And the knife comes like this with that split ring on the end here, and just click it on. And now when it's hanging from the neck, it doesn't look bad at all. I like it like that quite a bit. I've been carrying it like that. Oh, this knife I received a few weeks ago, and so I've been carrying it on my neck, you know, for several weeks. And with this particular carabiner clip, just for 2 days, because I just got it. That's why. So there you go. That's with these chains, and that's the box. So let's put that stuff aside, because we've talked enough about that stuff. Let's talk about this wee little knife. So first off, I'll give you a little bit of a screenshot of the letter, the email that I got from RIKE Knives. And I was so pleased to finally get that email from them, that these, I can tell you, are totally legitimate. There's no animosity between RIKE and HX Outdoors, because I think RIKE came out with their knife first, the Thor 3. I'm not sure which one came out. If this one came out, this was the very first one that I saw. And HX Outdoors calls it the ZD-071. I think GearBest gives it a different name. I keep forgetting what that name is. But this one came out a while back and I had it. And this one's going to a new home this very next week, because one of my Patreon supporters is going to win this. I'm doing the draw in just a little while, tomorrow. Let's zoom in just a little bit. So there's the handle and the handle of this one. So a little bit different on this one because the handle's got some holes in it. But the general shape, we take a look at this side, is very, very much the same. We have the same series of holes back here. We've got these same lines here and here. There's no lanyard hole on this tiny guy, except for back here it is. So it's a slightly different placement for the lanyard hole. This guy's got it right back there for a keychain ring, but looks very, very much the same. And then the blade shape, let's put that on the screen, is the same again. You've got one bevel here and another bevel there. On this one, the bevels look the same, but we've got the angle and then a change in the angle, flat there, and then it comes up. And that's got a bit of a belly, a little bit of a belly. Very, very similar. And missing a couple little things. This chamfer up here is missing, but you've got the same forward choil right there. Not that you're going to use it on this tiny knife, but you've got a forward choil here. And so the bevel looks the same. The ricasso looks almost the same, except for we've got this indented, milled out area right here. But you can very clearly see that these two are supposed to be representing the same basic knife design. Frame lock and frame lock. So we've got a very nice little knife here. So we've got a nice lockup on this frame lock, as you can see right there. I'll give you a close-up shot of that with some more light in the proper place. You've got a little bit of jimping on the back of that flipper, a little bit of jimping on the riser here, 2 little jimps. Some jimping on the back spacer that's raised up, just like here. But this one's got a couple milled out areas that are open, and we don't here, but very, very much the same. And it's a very nice little knife. We've got ball bearings in here. Yes, we do. And they look like they're ceramic. I'll give you some close-up shots of these. So they're little black ball bearings, and very, very nice. The detent ball looks like it's probably ceramic too. We've got a lock bar insert there, a steel one, because the handle here is titanium. S35VN steel for the blade, just like on its bigger brother here by HX Outdoors. So this is a very, very fine knife. Let's zoom back out a little bit. You've got a nice little milled area here for your thumb to rest in, or your finger. And yes, your thumb can rest right in there quite comfortably. Index finger in this front choil. And your next finger can be right back here. And it's a good little knife for doing small tasks, opening letters, doing a little bit of very light EDC work. It actually works quite well. Although I did find that the cutting edge is not crazy sharp, not even close to crazy sharp. It's just a, okay sharpness out of the factory. The tip is nice and sharp, and it pierces quite well. But they didn't sharpen it super well. So what do we got here? We've got nice screws. They're Torx T6. Works very well. Detent ball works good. Lockup is great. There's no blade play side to side, up and down. The pocket clip is functional and it looks good. And it's got some springiness to it right there. Holds in place very well. Much more often than not, it will be carried on the chain around my neck because, it's a neck knife the way it's designed. It's actually, it's man jewelry is what I really think of it. And for $85 US for a nice piece of functional man jewelry, the flipper flips and the frame lock locks, is totally functional. And it looks great and works great. I think it's a really nice piece of man jewelry. And that's basically how I'm using it. And I like it very, very much. If you know somebody that you need to get a gift for, and you're in that price range of around $85 US, you want to consider getting this for that man, that guy that likes knives. He's going to be impressed tremendously with this knife. There's only one thing that I dislike about this knife, and that is how it says S35VN right there on the spine of the blade. There you go. I wish they would have put that information somewhere else or not on the knife at all. I like that it says HX Outdoors here, very small. So yes, they can write small on this knife, and I wish that would have been nice and small as well. It just would suit the knife better. Like for the dimensions of the knife, that text is just too large. That's a very tiny thing to complain about, isn't it? This is a very nice little knife. We've got this titanium drop point S35VN steel bead blast finish up here on the top of the blade, satin finish on the bevel. Nice titanium finish back here, clip that works. A little lanyard with a split ring here, hole with a split ring here that works. Ceramic ball bearings in there. I'll give you a picture of the insides right now. There you go. Let's take a look at them. Lockup is perfect. When it's closed, the blade alignment is perfect. Everything is just awesome. Let's talk about the dimensions that we have on here. We've got a cutting edge of 3.58 centimeters. That's 1.4 inches. Blade length of 3.79 centimeters. That's 1.49 inches. The blade thickness is 2.5 millimeters. That's 0.0985 inches. Could have been a little bit thinner for the dimensions of the knife. 2 millimeters would have been much better. Blade depth, that's the spine to the belly right here. That's 1.27 centimeters. It looks like it's a whole lot less, but yeah, that's what it is. That's ½ an inch right there. The thickness of the edge behind the grind is 0.6 millimeters. That's 0.0235 inches, and that could have been less as well. S35VN steel can be brought to a much thinner edge and still retain its strength and functionality without rolling or chipping or anything. So that's another very minor thing. 0.6 isn't bad. I would have liked it to be, for this knife, 0.4 or something, 0.3, 0.3.5, 0.4. Something like that would have been a better thickness behind the grind. And now to the handle. The handle length is 5.08 centimeters, 2 inches. The grip area is 4.2 centimeters, 1.65 inches. The handle thickness, not counting the pocket clip right here, is 8.5 millimeters, 0.85 centimeters. That equals 0.333 inches, so 1/3 of an inch thick. The handle depth, and I measured it right here after this first choil, where this pinky fingernail is, right there. That handle depth is 1.1 centimeters, so it's 0.44 inches. Total length of this knife with the blade deployed is, end of that lanyard hole to the tip of the blade, 8.93 centimeters, 3.5 inches. It weighs 18 grams, 0.6 of an ounce. 0.6, that's it. Very nice little knife. And the price for this, I already told you, in American dollars, it's $85.16 right now. Canadian dollars, $112.51, euros, 69.9, pounds, 62.19. So yeah, it's not a cheap knife. It's, for what it is, it costs a little bit of money, not stupid crazy, but yes, it is more of a functional piece of art than anything else. And that's the way I'm treating it. And as a functional piece of art, I think the price is more than fair. Excellent fit and finish, good attention to detail. Love that little lock bar insert that you saw in the earlier pictures. Ceramic ball bearings make it all, although I don't remember seeing that they claim that it's ceramic. I believe that it very likely is. The flipper tab is perfect. The pocket clip is functional and works. You know, the only nitpicky things that I have about it is the thickness behind the grind, and the final grind could have been done a little bit better. And, you know, the text here on the steel type text could have been differently done. Oh, yes, and the chain. The chain's too cheap. I really dislike the chain a fair bit. So that's those are the three issues that I have with this knife. And of those, the chain's the biggest one, because you can't really fix that. You got to replace that chain. But everything else, hey, it's totally functional. You can sharpen this up a little bit. I use my little Lansky rod in a box system. I've got the 4-rod in the box system. You can watch my video of that if you want to. I'll put a link to that at the very end of this video. It's a very nice budget sharpening system that you can use to sharpen knives. Very nice little knife. I like this an awful lot. If you want to use my links to get one of these, I'll get a tiny bit of a referral fee out of it. I would thank you very much for doing that. Down below in the description is the link for this. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you dislike the knife, why would you give me a thumbs down? The thumbs up and thumbs down is for the video quality, not if you like the product or not. But those of you who would have given me a thumb down probably aren't watching up to this point anyways, so I'm not going to belabor the point. Thank you for, commenting, subscribing, sharing. And I've been gone for a big part of this week because I've been helping my wife do some painting upstairs. Dining room and living room has been repainted a color that's called a ray of sunshine. And then we've got an accent wall that we did in a blue. And I forget what that blue is called, something like midday or something. It's a really weird, both of them have a light theme to the name. It's kind of funny. The blue color is actually something like this blue background that I use for my videos. In any case, the next video you're going to see after this one is probably going to be my giveaway announcement video. I've not forgotten you guys. I'm just a few subscribers shy of 4,000. It's been a great first 2 years, and this has been your second review video from year 3. Till next time, guys, remember, always cut towards your chum, not your thumb.